I think there are a couple different definitions of patriotism, and for most of my life, you know, patriotism has been something that has really sort of been given a bad name by the shallow, sort of jingoistic, sloganeering, and sort of very patronizing attitude and commercializing of America. And I think that in the past few years, people have been waking up and asking what that really means. Because I really think the United States is the greatest country on earth. Well, more than that, it's my country. We don't read lines, you know, we write. Right, it's like looking at Reagan in his little fairy tale yesterday morning, you realize that there were quite a few things he said that were contradicted by what he had said off the cuff in Time magazine a month or two before, and you realize that he almost never writes what he says. He reads it. He reads it. He's sort of like a newscaster who reads the news. He reads something that's prepared for him. And you can see when his eyes sort of go like that, you know, when he's talking to you, that he's reading a teleprompter. And if it broke down, he'd have to stop and start all over again. I think my kids give me the most satisfaction. I have two sons, and the idea of watching them grow and seeing them encounter, you know, obstacles and overcome them, and it's probably the most fulfilling thing. My oldest son's getting fairly irreverent now, and yeah, I have that to look forward to in the very near future. Actually, my mother's a pretty rebellious person. My father took most of the guff from me, and my mother was somebody that is a pretty questioning person, you know. She's very skeptical, and when I'd come home with all these sort of tales of all these avatars and various, you know, Eastern thought and all these, you know, and spaceships and all kinds of stuff, she's always very skeptical and sort of, you know, very gently debunk all these things. And she was pretty active in the 60s. She protested the war against Vietnam. And I used to look at all these heavy metal groups in the way, you know, and because there were hundreds of them and they're really the same. It'd be great if they were really. So I actually don't think there's anything wrong with being like everybody else, being the same. You know, it's just in this really, you know, this really sort of patented, this patented rebellion. You know, that people get beyond that and see that there really is something to rebel against. There's injustice in this world, and there's all kinds of dragons to be slain. And